going to do what's hopefully going to be a short demonstration, and this one's based on a post I saw recently on Stack Overflow. The post is about what happens if you are working in Git and on one branch you modify a statement of code, and on another branch you take that statement of code and you embed it in a more complex construct. So how do you merge these two changes? Okay, let's show you what I've done. I've basically copied the code that was on the Stack Overflow post. I think it's in MATLAB. I don't program in MATLAB myself, so take it with a pinch of salt whether the syntax is right, but you'll get an idea anyway. Okay, so let's start. We'll make a directory where we're going to put our example Git repository. So that's throwaway, and change directory into it. Git init to turn it into a Git repository, and then the next thing we do is put in some code. So do that like this. Cat in as a here document, and what we're going to do is say x equals 5, the end. I'm going to take it on trust that that's a valid MATLAB program. Good enough for me. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is add that new file to Git. Then we go and commit it. And there we have our first commit. Git log. Yep, there it is. And just cat the thing out to verify. Yep, x equals 5. That's all very good. Alright, so let's just quickly edit that. And we're going to change that to 6. Boom. And again, cat it out. See all is well. X equals 6. That's good. Okay, so let's commit that. What shall we call the commit? Change initializer, that'll do. Okay, git log, right, initial content, change initializer. So far so good. Right, next thing to do is to switch branch. So we're going to go back in time to our initial content, and then we're going to modify that x equals 5, and we shall embed it inside of an if statement. So off we go. Git checkout -b, trying to remember the syntax for this thing. New branch name first, so we'll call it embedding, and we'll give it the char basically for the commit. Could have actually done it with the circumflex syntax or whatever it is you use, the tilde syntax, but it's easier on this demo. So off we go, do a quick git log. Back to initial content. Okay, so we're on our new branch embedding, and we go and we edit that, and we turn it into an if statement. So the example they quoted was if flag equals 1, then execute that conditionally, and then there's an end. Looks convincing enough to me. Looks like your average if statement that you'd see in a language like Python or whatever. Okay, so and let's go and cat that out. Yep, looks good to me. Okay, so there's x equals 5. It's been indented and it's been surrounded now because it's in the context of an if statement, and we'll go and commit that. Very good. Git status, make sure we're clean. We are. Git log. So we've got 2 commits, initial content and then modifying it to make an if statement. Alright, so what happens if we use Git, by the way, to do this? So my other branch should be master. It is. So if I was to go git merge -- no commit, because it's a demo, don't really want to make changes. They're going to stick around. So bring in master. We get a conflict, and that is not what anyone wants. What did it actually do? Okay, so on our side we've got this if statement with x equals 5, and on their side from master x equals 6. So intuitively I just want to see x equals 6 inside that if statement. Merge those changes, surely that should be the outcome. But that didn't work out this way. So what we do now is we go git reset --hard, git status, spell that correctly, and let's give it another try. So this time I'm going to use kinetic merge. Let's see, quote the version. Okay, 1.6.16 at the time of doing demonstration, that is the latest. If you've never used it before, there's a help, and it gives you various bits of help, but it's essentially very similar in use to the git merge command. You put in the branch name you need to merge into your current branch, and it goes off and does it. You've got this ---- no commit flag, just as you have on git merge. You've also got the that one there. You've also got the no fast forward option. There's some other things which are peculiar to kinetic merge. I won't go into that right now because I know from having tried this before that we'll get away with the basic operation without having to tweak it. So without further ado, let's go and do it. Merge ---- no commit again. Master. That's quick think. Successful merge. Always like the look of that. And what have we got? Well, we have an if statement, and inside we have x equals 6. So it did what I wanted it to do. Hooray!